as an artist, you have I have been 12 years in the theater and on stage, and we always talked about two ways of performing on a stage. And one way is you influence everybody around you, right? And that becomes the power of your performance. Or the other way is you take everybody through you and present the situation or the play or whatever it is through you, and take the power of everybody around you and have the gift to filter it through you. Sheila is one of the latter ones. She definitely takes the person she is portraying here and talking about. She takes the person through her. That means she has to live this person. And to live a person like Cheney or like Karl Rove, is an absolutely painful process, because you discover and see things, and emotionally you feel things you really don't want to feel. And all the bits and pieces out of newspapers, they fall in line and they just happen then at that point. Sheila does not make sketches on a canvas beforehand. It goes directly onto the canvas. And what comes back is that it's a painting with soul.
Hi, Bobby. Hi, Ken. You want to go for a ride? Sure, Ken. Jump in.
Why is my liberty suspended? My Statue of Liberty suspended? Because since nobody knows why she's there, we might as well declare her, she's a Barbie, right? Barbie is the most popular doll in America. And why is she Barbie? Because we have forgotten to understand why she is there. And secondly, we have forgotten ourselves. We have forgotten ourselves to ask questions. We have forgotten and do not know anymore why was it possible that we had 8 years of the present administration without anything happen by the American people. That means the American people stand up and say, this is not right. Something has to happen. Some change has to happen to what is been done under our name over the last 8 years. So we have become Barbie minds. Barbie minds are formed by something which I like to call television rating, or the media rating. That's where the media likes us to be, in that narrow bandwidth of television rating. And the Barbie figure fits perfectly into that narrow space of media and attention, which we are supposed to give to the media. Well, we don't give any attention anymore. We just take it as is. We don't ask questions. In 2002, Sheila did her first painting. And Sheila did not use to paint this way at all. She called her painting Sensuality and Soul. She were portraits and whatever she wanted to paint about, right? And the first painting was over here. That was in 2002. She called it 9/11, and you see the figure of Justice with no clothes on, so she is shown in all her purity, in a sense. And in one hand she holds the head of Bush, and the other hand she holds the head of bin Laden. It was a painting where talking about justice, what happened here, became questionable, and it's still questionable today. People ask, what did really happen? Why did it happen? And specifically, I remember vividly a television interview with a young girl, and the young girl asked a politician, why did this happen? Why? And automatically the young girl was called being unpatriotic to ask such a question. Remember, in the early days it was said, either you're with us or against us. It was a very, very dangerous question, in my opinion, especially when you relate it to patriotism. So that was her first painting. And I said, okay, fine. Then she did her second painting, which is this one on the right-hand side, where she saw a glimpse of the 9/11 or the crash down of the towers, which for a moment it looked like that some of the debris looked like a cross appearing out of this collapsing building. On this moment she captured in this painting. Then the third one was this painting over here, there with President Bush holding a baby with her limbs blown off. Right, it was an Iraqi baby. That was published by the media. That this has happened. This was right after the bombing in the early days of the Iraq War. And then came a message from President Bush that he would like that child to be brought over to the United States, and we as Americans will help the Iraqi people or this Iraqi child and provide limbs, artificial limbs for that child. So there's supposed to be an arranged photo op. However, the parents of the child refused, and with a stroke of a whatever, you never ever heard about it again. What I would like to know, did this child really get his limbs or not? So once Sheila has done these three paintings, at that point I understood that this is much deeper and far-reaching than I ever would have imagined beforehand. And I told her, you started something, you cannot stop at this point. Please continue. Now, I can assure you, I've seen several crying breakdowns by Sheila where she was crying doing these paintings. And so at that point, of course, I encouraged her wherever I could to continue, but it is her opinion. She's a born American. She's a proud born American. It's her opinion, what you see here. It has nothing to do with me. So we collaborated in some of the paintings. For instance, you see up here the American flag, our flag, shown from both sides. The stars have become crosses. And this is directly related to the painting on the other side, which shows Bush's war table with a comment below it by Bob Woodward and the decision made by the Senate. The stripes have become bandages because as many Democrats as many Republicans voted for this war. We are still struggling with all this corruption, with the economic collapse in our country. Any other country, in other countries we probably would call it corruption. Here we don't because it's legalized. Just look at the voting system, how the whole financing of voting is happening by interest parties and whatever. It goes on and on and on and on into the whole system. And by the way, we the shareholders, we really don't care. As long as our shares go up, why should we question it even? So it falls back again to us, the people. I became an American because one thing I was very impressed upon was the issue of checks and balances between the branches. And now I find out that the checks and balances, which I believed so much in, are a controlling factor, never allowing such extremes to happen as they happened in the last 8 years. These checks and balances have disappeared. They're not anymore there, right? And nobody even bothers to ask about this. So it is all kind of very weird and questionable, and our whole society seems to be topsy-turvy. And again, because we, the people, have forgotten to ask questions.
But it has been a very, very, very dark journey. Since 2003, doing this, living with them morning and the night, it's been really horrible. And Ike has supported me and said, you gotta do this, and you gotta keep going in order to put on this show to bring awareness to people about what is happening what happened to our country. It's not who you vote for, but it is that everybody needs to stand up and say, we need to take back our country. We need to be Americans again, and we need to take our country back. We don't work for them, they work for us. And we need to say, America, take back our country. Everybody.
Questions, why? Don't stay on the why. You know, demand answers and demand changes.